Hey guys, welcome back to the show. This is Neon Poison, your host. Even though there's no more GHA, I have been busy in real life and in mostly playing EVE Online. And again, the show must go on even though there's no more GHA. So, as you can notice, I've changed all my Twitter handle to my personal Twitter. YouTube channel also changed the name, Discord name in case you need to message me, and ghgears.com. Sadly, I bought and paid for ghgears.com domain name, so please continue to shop there. There's been some exciting new stuff. Anyways, today we're talking about scanning for EVE Echoes, and allow me to share with you some new stuff from the devs first. What you're seeing now on the screen is what you will see in game. First, notice the 4 signals detected. That means you're probing, you're scanning. You will be getting signals, and I'll talk more about that later. And then you see this discovered by other players. That is a new thing because I don't think on EVE online you will be noticed. Again, I have not been playing that much to know the details, but I'm pretty sure we don't get a notice when you get scanned down by someone. Again, we'll talk more about this later, so let's go dive right into it. This is written from the devs to introduce the new system of scanning. Here's just a little bit of background. I'm not going to waste time reading it. You can read it by yourself later when they introduce it. Again, the timeline is sort of like June-ish, so next month. So this is coming sooner than expected. So that's exciting. Anyways, so there will be 2 main types of resonance simulators. That's the official name for scanning resonance simulator. Again, 2 types: wide area versus narrow area. So pretty self-explanatory, but just so you know, in EVE Online there's also 2 types. The wide area in EVE Online is just called a normal probe. This is to scan like PvE stuff, dead space and stuff, and if you want to scan smaller stuff like ships, you have to use the narrow area, which has been carried to Echoes. Okay, so again, this is a document I'm sharing with you, authorized by the devs to I have to say it because I'm not leaking any information that I'm not supposed to. This is authorized. Anyways, narrow area is to detect the signal waves emitted by buildings and ships. Like I said, buildings and ships, right? And the wide area is for large beacon signals like planets, dead space, mostly PvE stuff. Okay, and let me just scroll down. How does the scan work for PvE perspective? What kind of signal can be detected? So for PvE, like I said earlier, the main purpose will be dead space. So dead space will change a lot. Right now you can see them on your screen, but in the future there will changes to that you have to scan them down. So this is in line with EVE Online. How it works in EVE Online is you have to scan and probe them. I'll show you how that's done in EVE Online in a little bit. Okay, so that's again using the wide area resonance simulator, or the wide area probe, the normal probe. And for PvP, this is more exciting. This is called a narrow area, or in EVE Online it's called a combat probe. It will work similarly, but again, everything is still in development. We don't know how it's gonna work in life, but at least about a month to go before they launch it, we have a good idea that again, it's working very similar to how they worked in EVE Online. Okay, so basically for narrow area resonance simulator, which means to scan a certain type of ships, or to scan ships, you have to fit this narrow area scanner. So there are 2 types of scanners. One is wide range, that's for like PvE, dead space. For PvP, to scan ships, you need a narrow area. Okay. Again, everything is subject to change. This is what we have right now. Okay, so blah 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 blah. So again, for the wide area scans, when you do it, there's 5 possible noises. I don't believe they specify which 5, but I can show you in EVE Online later that, again, it works very similar to how it works in EVE Online. Here are some Q&As from the devs. So number 1, why did you change the dead space signature to new scanning system? As the most advanced anomaly, dead space is supposed to be harder to discover. That's key. So the reason is they want to make it harder to discover, right? So they want players to put in some effort into scanning these. So they've always planned to make dead space a resonance simulation exclusive, which means, again, this is just fancy language for scanning. You have to be scanning dead space from, once they launch this system. Okay, and Nihilus Space. Why did they make it scanning? So again, this, to my estimation, I think this is just another name for wormholes in EVE Online. Again, if you want to know more about wormholes ahead of time before they launch this, you can check out. There's a bunch of videos about wormholes on YouTube. Okay, so basically, again, they are linked to the main universe through unstable areas. Again, it sounds just like wormhole. That's why I suspect, again, it's just a different name for EVE Echoes. They named it Nihilus Space instead of wormholes. Okay, so again, just like in EVE Online, you have to scan down wormholes entrances instead of, so they don't show up on your overview without scanning. Okay, allowing scan in low sec will affect the current playing pattern. Why did you do that? Well, you is, again, people asking the devs, so why did the devs do this? Because, again, the current environment, the main reason is too safe. The devs feels like the current environment in low sec is too safe. That's why they want to make it more challenging, more exciting for players, which is good. I like it. Okay, how to prevent yourself from being detected. This is very important. The most important, the first way is to, just fit the covert ops cloaking device. Then you can cloak up, then nobody can detect you. Same way as in EVE Online. Will I get a notice if I'm detected? Again, in EVE Online, I don't think you do. Again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but in EVE Echoes, like I showed you earlier on this screenshot right here, you can see when you are being probed down by other players. So that's probably not going to change when they introduce this. So this talks about, scan radius. It will receive no notice if you're less than the detection radius, the scanner's radius. So basically what it means is that if the scanner does not have high skills or high enough scanners, probes, then they cannot scan down like smaller ships, which kind of makes sense, right? You're scanning for something. If something's too small, more than your skills can allow, then you cannot find those ships. But if the scanner is larger, has bigger skills, larger skills, more skills than the scan ships, then you will receive a notice. So that's quite an interesting mechanic that will play out. Just remember, if you're in a big ship, you're more likely to be scanned down. So that's like the bottom line. Okay, what should I do if I'm playing storyline? Blah 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 blah. Low sec. When playing storyline mission, if you don't want to be detected, you should always keep an eye on the local player list. This is pretty much EVE 101, so I'm not going to cover that. Okay, so we're done with that. Let me show you some screenshots that the devs have shared with us. Again, you are discovered by other players when you are in a large ship, or the scanner has advanced skills. So if the scanner has advanced skills, they have a larger chance of scanning down and spotting your ship. Okay, and this is one of the other screenshots that the devs provided for us. You can see, again, later on I'll compare this to what we see in EVE Online. Very similar in EVE Online. So you get signals, uncracked signals, which means you need to scan more. Again, they call them noises, right? Which kind of makes sense, right? You're scanning for ships. Ships make noise. The stronger the noise, the more accurate you're gonna spot your target. Okay, so this graph shows, again, this looks like what we see in EVE Online when we do the scan. Like, it's kind of like a loading bar, so when it fully loads, then you get your results. Number 4, this is like the same picture, so I'm not gonna talk about the same picture. But again, you see the exclude button right here. It means, again, just like EVE Online, you can filter your results, right? Most people are not going to care about Planet 1 when they scan, right? Most people will be scanning for either dead space in PvE or scanning for ships in PvP. So analysis species 40%. Again, like I said, this is probably just like a loading bar, right? When you reach 100%, you get your results. Analysis complete, yeah, so same thing. And next one, you can have signal types, anomaly space. So this is probably a PvE scan. You're scanning for dead space, distance, signature radius. Again, that's gonna come into PvP. If your scanning skill is greater than the radius, then your target does not know you're scanning them. But if you have low skill and your target is in a big ship, which means they have a bigger signal radius, then they will show a notice that they're being scanned down. So I kind of like this feature. It sounds pretty cool. We'll see how it turns out. Again, here you see that this is the last screenshot from the devs. You can see that you're having ships. Again, different from EVE Online, because in EVE Online, like I'll show you later, you can see the names of the ships instead of just the ships. I haven't been playing Echoes for too long, for a long time, and so I don't know if you can rename your ships yet. Maybe that's why, but I'm sure that's a feature that's coming in the future. Don't take my words for it. There's again, everything's subject to change. Please keep that in mind. All right, let us go to. So that's basically it. Again, I have just showed you what the devs have shared with us so far, and again, very exciting. But everything's subject to change. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, without further ado, let me show you what scanning looks like in EVE Online. Okay, here's my EVE Online. Okay, first of all, let me talk about the skills. Let me search for skills in Astrometrics. This is the main skill for scanning, probing. You have +5. Okay, let me go over it again. Astrometrics. Okay, skill at operating long-range scanners, 5% strength, which means you can discover your targets faster. Max scan deviation. I'm not quite sure what that is. I need to check it out in the wiki later. But again, the scan time is I think is one of the most crucial skills. What makes this one of the most crucial skills for scanning, because like the faster you can scan down your enemies means the faster you can engage. So yeah, a related story is Mr. V, who is my idol, one of the best FCs ever in the game of EVE Online. He is famous for his scanning skills. Like, he could scan down enemies faster than almost anyone I have seen so far. There's so many ships there. Anyways, so okay. Anyways, we have astrometrics pinpointing, which is again, lower standard scan deviation by 5% per skill level. You have astrometrics acquisition, another skill that reduces scan time. Very, very important. Again, I'm still this is not my scanning alt, so I don't have good skills yet, only 3. And then range finding increases scan probe strength. Again, all of these 4 skills will make your scanning go much easier. Again, for the purpose of this demo, I don't have perfect skills, but I can show you how it works. Before I go on, let me show you the ship I'm using, which is a buzzard. It's Tech 2, one of the most popular scanning ships or probing ships, because as you can see, the covert ops skill bonus is here, 20% reduction in cloaking. And most of the time when you're probing or scanning, you should be cloaked up, so that's good. And then bonus to core and combat scanner. Again, combat scanner is what we're using to scan down ships. In Eve Echoes, this is called short range scan, and reduction in time required for blah blah blah. Survey probe. Survey probe. This does not apply to combat probe. Survey probe. Survey probe is, yeah. So you're scanning like structures and stuff. You're not scanning for ships. To scan for ships, you need this combat scanner, which is again in Eve Echoes. This is called short range or narrow range scanner, something. And then for where is my launcher? Oh, I lost it. It's okay. I'll show you my fitting, which has nothing but a probe launcher. So again, the charge is, again, everything could change for Eve Echoes, but for Eve Online, you need to load these actual probes into the launcher, and the launcher itself is, again, Sisters of Eve Corporation makes the best scanning and probing devices or mods. Okay, anyways, you just can see the requirements, and here is again combat scanner probe, which is called narrow range scanner, is what we use in Eve Echoes. Okay, anyways, so now that you've seen what it looks like, let me show you what happens when you do scan in Eve Online, which again should be pretty similar to what you will get in Eve Echoes. Okay, so first of all, you will launch your probes into space. So click on it like you would any other mod. Okay, so once you launch them, how do you bring out this scan window? It is, again, will be different in Echoes, but in Eve it's Alt P or probe scanner. You can change the hotkey. Anyways, so right off the bat, you can see the map of the system. Right, you can see the map of the system. You can see, like, if you mouse over, or in Eve Echoes, you basically click on it, a single click, and you will see like all the planets, all the like stargates, all the structures, all the stations, everything, stargates, everything. So you know, that makes it easy. So, and to save time for this episode, I'm just gonna show you like how these scanners work. Okay, so basically you can drag these, you can. So you see these funky looking circles, right? These are your probes, and first of all, you know, you can launch different formations. If you go to like spread formation, you can see. Hold on, let me zoom out for a little bit. See, when you have a spread formation, it does exactly what it says, right? Spread, everything spread out. So this is useful when you like search for example, if I do it here, I'm gonna scan for almost the entire system, right? But usually when we FC and scan for ships, you want to do the pinpoint formation, which is again, like I showed you earlier, you have these funky looking boxes. So what would you do? You basically, you want to cover the area which you're trying to scan with your probes. So again, you can move your probes around in the system. Okay. Again, this is, I think, a top-down view. Yeah. So when you click that, this is, again, if you remember looking at the screenshots earlier, this is going to be the same as how it works in Echoes. Okay. So again, let me go to top view first. So again, you can move it two-dimensionally across the system. Again, we're looking on the top right now. To save time, I'm just gonna show you how I scan this belt one, which I think I am close to this. Wait, no, I'm here. Okay, let me just scan the station so you can see the results quickly. Okay, so you basically move the probes to where you want them, and then you zoom in for a little bit. Again, the controls will be very similar to what they are in Eve Echoes. So, and then if you click this button, this is side view. So again, you're looking at the side view. You can, of course, you can drag it. You can always drag the screen to, you know, change your, perspective as well. But I like using this because this is faster. Okay, so basically, again, I am right here. If you want to move it up and down, you can see, right? If you move it up and down this way, you can see how it's going to change. Let me just show you what happens if I'm a total noob and I'm just scanning right here. So you go to analyze. So when you hit that button, two things will happen. in EVE Online. Again, your probes are moving into the space and then they're scanning. See, you can see the visual right there. They are scanning this area. And then we're probably not gonna get much results because, well, okay, so again, you can change the length of your, or the size of your scanner. Look at here, now I'm scanning at 4 AU. If I move it bigger, see how much bigger it gets? Yeah, so again, of course, bigger the scan, the less accurate results. Like signal, you can see, let me sort by signals for you right here. You can, okay, you can see like there's a ship that's only 0.8%, so of course you're not gonna get that, but you're getting up to 53%. Okay, these are force auxiliary, so these are not ships. But if you look at bigger ships, right, like as carrier, capital ships, they're bigger, so it's easier to scan down. Anyways. And then you can see the red circle here. That means, you know, your scanner, your probes are telling you that's where your ships are. So again, to save time, I'm just gonna show you like what happens when you do get an accurate scan. So I'm looking at the side. Let me make sure I get the close to where I want to scan, and then let me move back to the top. Okay, move a little bit. So again, it's just about adjusting. Again, what makes a good scanner, a good FC, is a good FCs can do this much faster than, let's say, me, a noob. And again, decreasing the range will give you much more accurate results. So let me put that 4 AU and let's see what we come up with. Again, ideally, what's going on? So after the scan completes, you're gonna have 100%, or I think 90% is gonna allow you to warp to. This is why FCs will really need to know how to scan fast, right? Well, now see, I've got a lot of perfect results. You see all these ships. You can sort them by name. See all these archons. These are capital ships. You can just warp to, or you can warp to within how many kilometers. You can align to. You can save location, which is again a safe practice if you want to be a good FC. Because once you save location, or bookmark in EVE Echoes, you can, again, after you warp, you can warp back to it, right? You can warp back to your safe location. Okay, so that's about it. So you can see, like, once you scan down some ships, you can warp to them. I'm not gonna warp to them because I don't want to scare them. But yeah, so you can actually, I could just warp within like 30 to nicely just say hi to our capital fleet. I wonder what they're doing. Okay, anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this little tutorial and sort of forecast to how scanning will work. Please feel free to leave your comments in the comments section. Like I said, will be playing much more from this point on. Even though, again, there's no more GHA, I will still be playing a lot of EVE Online. So feel free to subscribe and watch my future videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. See you guys next time.